I'm good. I'm good, I'm good, I'm good. Living life just like I should. Wouldn't change it if I could. I'm good, I'm good, I'm good. I'm good, I'm good, I'm good. Living life just like I should. Wouldn't change it if I could. I'm good, I'm good, I'm good. Trying to figure out who I am, or who I'm supposed to be. Feel good about where I stand, so I can make the most of me. I'm coming back down from space, a million miles away. There's a lot of love in this place, and I'm just trying to say that I'm good. I'm good, I'm good, I'm good. Living life just like I should. Wouldn't change it if I could. I'm good, I'm good, I'm good. I'm good, I'm good, I'm good. Living life just like I should. Wouldn't change it if I could. I'm good, I'm good, I'm good. Been a long time living this way, worried about what people say. Feeling like I don't fit in, but I won't give up, no I won't give in. I've been looking for something more. What you really looking for? Been with you since you were born, since you were born. You're good, you're good, you're good, you're good. Living life just like I should. Wouldn't change it if I could. I'm good, I'm good, I'm good. I'm good, I'm good, I'm good. Living life just like I should. Wouldn't change it if I could. I'm good, I'm good, I'm good. You only live once. I'm good with myself, I'm there for my friends until the very end. You only live once. I'm good with myself, I'm there for my friends until the very end. I wanna see another love revolution, find a way to be a better person. If we come together like we should, we could all be good. I'm good, I'm good, I'm good. Living life just like I should. Wouldn't change it if I could. I'm good, I'm good, I'm good. I'm good, I'm good, I'm good. Living life just like I should. Wouldn't change it if I could. I'm good, I'm good, I'm good.
Good morning. So good to see all of you. And happy Christmas week. Today is going to be a good morning because today and every day we have swung wide the doors to the presence of God, knowing that Spirit is in this place and in all places and all people. And just as this beautiful sun has awakened us to a new day, the Spirit of God within awakens us to divine glory. And this glory within and around us is everywhere we look and in every situation we encounter. With our hearts centered in Spirit, we can quiet our thoughts and meditate on the wonder of all of God's creation and our oneness with it. So I invite you now to take a deep breath. Become comfortable and gently release any cares of the day, because your sole purpose at this moment is to experience the divine. And you begin to do so now as you relax into the sacred time and space at Unity Spiritual Center. Seeing through eyes of oneness, acknowledging our oneness, we at Unity Spiritual Center celebrate and honor people of every culture, of every creed, of every religion, of every race, of every age, and every lifestyle. knowing that there are many paths to God, many faces of God, many names for God, but only one God. And that God is expressing through all people in unique, special, and individual ways. As you look at the flame of the candle that we light every Sunday, remember that you too have a flame within. You have a divine flame within. That you are a spark of God, an individualized expression of God. We honor the one presence and power of God with Unity's foundation statement, which you'll find on the screen behind me. And I invite you to join with me in saying it aloud together. There is only one presence and one power, active as the universe and as my life, God the good, omnipotent. We give thanks for our spiritual community and for the beauty of our spiritual center. We give thanks that Unity Spiritual Center is a welcoming, warm, and inclusive community dedicated to studying and putting into practice empowering principles and tools for happiness, health, prosperity, and successful living. We give thanks that with our spiritual teachings, we can create extraordinary lives and a peaceful planet through our relationship with the loving God presence within each one of us and through our relationships with one another. Our vision and the opportunity for each one of us here is that you discover the power within you to create the life of your dreams, that you have peace of mind and deep happiness, that you enjoy joyous and loving relationships with yourself, with spirit, and with others, that you spend your days doing what you love and feel called to do, and most of all, that you know that your life matters, that you make a difference, and that the world is a better place because you're here. I don't believe anybody is visiting us for the first time, but I'll go ahead and read the affirmation that we put on the tag of the shell lays that we like to hand out to our first timers. And it is just as God has a design for every shell in the sea, God also has a design for your life. As you all know, we do serve hospitality following the service, and today is our last open mic of the year. So today will be a little bit different. We're going to move the hospitality table in here in the sanctuary following the service, and then we'll open it up for your contributions. And they can be anything and have been everything from telling jokes to reading a novel in progress to hopping on one foot. That was the contribution of a 6-year-old who came. So anything is welcomed, and it's always a really fun time to learn more about your spiritual community members here. So as we move now into the meditative portion of our service and prepare to sing together, please do turn off or mute any electronic devices or cell phones if you haven't done that already. And I will turn it over to our music maestro, Michael Hatfield.
We're going to have some fun. I thought, I'm feeling pretty good after the holiday season. We're almost over the edge of it, and I felt buoyant, like a weight off my shoulders. It's actually really good for me. I still use a paper calendar. So when I look at the weeks leading up to this week, it's just black ink of go here, do this, be here, do that, take care of that. And then I turn to this week, and it says, go to church, go to Baltimore. I just loved it. But meanwhile, back at the ranch, we're going to keep our mind stayed on Spirit the entire time that I'm in Baltimore. Okay, so while I'm there freezing my butt off, you guys will all be going, we'll keep the Spirit alive for Michael when he comes back, because I won't be here next week. You'll be very nice to my friend Benny Watson. I'm through proselytizing, I think. Go ahead and put the lyrics up, Andrew, and we will start this tune. Got that? You get up in the morning, and this is the first thing you want to do. When I wake up in the morning, I open my eyes, then I make sure my fingers all still work. I don't know if anybody can do that. Can anyone do this? Ever tried doing that? It's just, for me, it's my little exercise. Go, yep, I can still play. Okay. So we're going to stand, we're going to breathe deep, and we're going to go. Ready? 1, 2, let's go. Woke up this morning with my mind stayed on Spirit. Woke up this morning with my mind stayed on Spirit. Woke up this morning with my mind stayed on Spirit. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Huh. Woke up this morning with my mind stayed on vision. Stayed on vision. Woke up this morning with my mind stayed on vision. Woke up this morning with my mind stayed on vision. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Huh. Woke up this morning with my mind on freedom. Stayed on freedom. Woke up this morning with my mind stayed on freedom. Okay, I got it. Woke up this morning with my mind stayed on loving. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. This is where we say, woke up this morning with my mind stayed on Spirit. Woke up this morning with my mind stayed on Spirit. Woke up this morning with my mind stayed on Spirit. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. One more time, Spirit, here we go. I woke up this morning with my mind stayed on Spirit. Woke up this morning with my mind stayed on Spirit. Woke up this morning with my mind stayed on Spirit. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. I believe we have been oxygenated.
We have. So let's take a wonderful deep breath with our oxygenated lungs. And sit back, continue to get comfortable in our seats as we relax even more deeply into this time of worship, prayer, and meditation. And let us open our hearts now to receive the message of today's daily word, which will be read by Lakshmi Crawford.
Morning. Power. I am a spiritual being, bestowed with great power. In this moment, I affirm there is only one power and presence active in my life. God the good. The power that flows from that one source pours into all things. As an expression of God, I claim my spiritual superpower. My power resides in my ability to choose. In all situations, I choose to be victorious. No thought, no situation or circumstance can hold me back. I am stronger than any doubt from within or any judgment from without. I have the power to conquer any self-limiting thoughts that might otherwise hold me back. I align my thoughts with my highest good, envisioning health, abundance, love, and success. I affirm I am love. I am peace. I am pure strength. I am a spiritual being bestowed with great power. And the quote from Luke 9 verse 2 is, He sent them out to proclaim the kingdom of God and to heal.
Thank you, Lakshmi. Unity Spiritual Center is a center of prayer and healing. And since all of you have been here before, you know about our communal prayer box in the back, but I want to tell you about two new forms of prayer expression that you can take advantage of. One we always offer during our holiday season, which is the little paper ornaments that are placed on a dish in front of the platform, and you are always welcome to write a prayer down inside of one of those ornaments and place it on the tree. We'll probably keep those out for another week. We also have made use of our beautiful candle racks, and it took me a while to figure this out. I don't know why it did, but I always wanted to let people have the opportunity to light a candle for a prayer, and I never could figure out how we could keep it safe since we don't have anyone in the building 24 hours a day. Then I realized they make LED votive candles, and so we now have a nice selection of those, and you are welcome if you have a special prayer request to take one of the votives that are on the plates next to the candle rack. I think you have to pull a little strip out to make it light, and we will keep that in that candle rack for the life of the candle. So just know that you'll always be able to see it burning, the light of it flickering as you walk in. We also have a wonderful time in our service where you can offer audio prayers, and this is that time. So as we sing the song that Michael will lead us through, our prayer song, hold the prayer requests that are in our community box in your heart, and also feel free to add your prayer requests. After we sing the introduction, we will respond to every prayer spoken aloud with your prayer is my prayer too.
We are connected Your prayer is my prayer too. 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 Your prayer is my prayer too.
We also have this time in our service where we like to make our blessings audible. So if you have a particular blessing or thanksgiving, something that you're grateful for, this is your time to share that with your spiritual family too.
I'd like to start. I'm grateful that my daughter discovered the Unity in Houston today and texted me and said there was a really good singer and the people were really nice. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed.
We give thanks for this opportunity to bless and to be blessed in spirit. We give thanks for the feelings of connection, of peace and warmth that fill our hearts and minds right now. We give thanks for the privilege of praying for others in our community, in our nation, and around the world. And we affirm that always and in all ways, no matter what appearances may be, divine love and divine order is everywhere present. At Unity Spiritual Center, your prayer is our prayer too. Amen.
On today's menu is a tune by Pete Townsend. So we're going to do our best Who imitation. Stick with us. The lyrics that you need to remember is, "Let my love open the door." It will happen a couple of times. You'll see it fly by. Help me out here. okay? Pete Townsend hired a choir, okay, to sing this. So you are my choir. And it starts out just like Pete would start out with this kind of a thing. So there's a moment here. So we're figuring this out. When people keep repeating, you'll never fall in love. When everybody keeps retreating, but you can't seem to get enough. Let my love open the door. Let my love open the door. Let my love open the door to your heart. Love, open the door. Let my love open the door. Let my love open the door. Let my love open the door. When everything feels all over, everybody seems unkind, I'll give you a four-leaf clover. Take all the worry out of your mind. Let my love open the door. That's the right thing to do, baby. My love open the door. Let my love open the door to your heart. Love, open the door. Let my love open the door. Let my love open the door. Let my love open the door. I only got the key to your heart. I can stop you from falling apart. Try today, you'll find this way. Come on and give me a chance to say, let my love open the door. It's all I'm living for. Release yourself from misery. There's only one thing gonna set you free. That's my love. That's my love. Let my love open the door. 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 Oh, when tragedy befalls you, don't let it drag you down. Love can cure your problems. You're so lucky that I'm around. Let my love open the door. Let my love open the door. Let my love open the door to your heart. That's for Gerry.
That was Michael Hatfield and the Hatfieldettes. And now it is my pleasure to introduce our speaker, who is a multi-talented addition to our community, someone who I'm very grateful for. Let us give a warm welcome to our center manager, Reverend Gerry Brague.
Multi-talented. Ooh. Now I feel the pressure. You know, there are a lot of songs about this month's theme of love. There are songs that celebrate love, that bemoan unrequited love, that seek out love unattained. Love seems to be everywhere in music. Love songs have ranged from Whitney Houston's I Will Always Love You to Your Song by Elton John, from Etta James' jazz standard At Last to Bruno Mars' more current Just the Way You Are, not to mention such things as The Cure's Friday I'm in Love, Can't Help Falling in Love with You by Elvis, and of course the standard George Gershwin's Our Love Is Here to Stay. There are songs that abound, and I'm sure we could take a lot of our time up today just listing off love songs with Michael leading us the way. Now, the song that Michael just sang is, of course, by Pete Townsend, as he said, who is famous for being in The Who. Now, Townsend evidently once said about this song that though people may think that it's about teenagers falling in love, it's actually about God. And if you think about it, it makes some sense. God is singing that song, singing it to you, saying that God's love can open the door to your heart. I have the only key to your heart. I can stop you falling apart. Try today, you'll find this way. Come on and give me a chance to say, let my love open the door. In that context, the song takes on a new meaning. God's love opens your heart. The divine is available to you as a gift of love. Now, in a completely different era, another poet penned another poem appropriate to this season. This one was by Christina Rossetti, who wrote at the end of the 19th century. The first stanza of her poem, Love Came Down at Christmas, goes like this. Love came down at Christmas, love, all lovely, love divine. Love was born at Christmas, star and angels gave the sign. Given where we are in the year, it's a good reminder of what is going on behind the bows and ribbons and gift giving. But here we have two poetic authors separated by a century writing about the same subject, God's love. The divine, unconditional love of God has inspired many poets, writers, and composers throughout the years, and will, I'm sure, continue to do so. Now, did you notice I stuck a different word in there, the word unconditional? We say that God's love is unconditional, but what does that mean? Too often we simply don't believe that we can be loved unconditionally, even by God. We think that we have to earn love or do something to gain love. Often we can't accept that we are deserving of God's love and even sometimes of anybody else's love. The big question is why? Why would God love us unconditionally? Wouldn't it make more sense for a divine ruler to put restrictions on the love that he or she doles out? Shouldn't we have to earn what we get? Isn't that the way of the world for pretty much everything else? Why not divine love? Now, if you've had a pet, you probably know firsthand about unconditional love. Well, actually, I'm not entirely sure about that. I have cats. And I know they love me, but I sometimes get the feeling that their love is tied to clean kitty litter, lots of food, catnip, and treats. But I kid, though, because I do believe that my cats love me unconditionally, even if the claws come out once in a while. But knowing that look in a pet's eyes that says, I love you no matter what, is a precious little example and reminder of what divine love might be like. A few of us are lucky enough to find unconditional love from another person, in a parent or spouse or child or friend. But humans aren't so good sometimes at giving out unconditional love. Often we do put conditions or strictures on the love we release. If you love me, I'll love you back, we might say. Or if you do thus and so, I won't love you anymore. We're adept at blocking love in a way that God doesn't do. God's love is indeed free-flowing to all of creation. God doesn't just love us humans. God loves all of the creation that God brought about. God's love extends to animals, plants, beaches, forests, rocks, you name it. If God created it, God loves it. And God, your creator, loves you. Yes, you. We might try to hide from God's love at times. We might think we're undeserving of it. That could be when we feel we're the least likely recipient of God's love. Because, let's face it, we're not perfect. We do stray at times or cause pain or a disruption in the universe in some way. It is unfortunately a part of being human. A short, unconsidered word, an action that brings about some suffering to another, a way of living that causes harm to the environment. When we realize we've done something like this, we may try to shield ourselves from God and thus attempt to repel God's love because we think We don't deserve it anymore. But you know what? We get it anyways. We receive God's love in any and all cases. No matter what we do, no matter what we say, no matter how we behave, God will love us. No conditions. Our actions may cause pain, but it doesn't cut us off from divine love. Now, as carriers of the divine within us, we should be striving to echo that unconditional love to others, which is, I admit, hard to do. Like I said earlier, we like to put up conditions. When we're hurt by another, when someone acts badly to us or to another, we sometimes seek to punish them by withholding love from them. We attempt to use love as a weapon, but love isn't a weapon. Love is not something we should be using to control another's behavior. If we are to be a conduit of God's love, we can put up the dams and controls. We can try to put up the dams and controls to keep the love for ourselves, but that's not how God wants it, I believe. God wants us to echo the love that God gives us and send it out into creation. As the great Broadway lyricist Oscar Hammerstein once wrote, "A bell's not a bell till you ring it, a song's not a song till you sing it. Love in your heart wasn't put there to stay. Love isn't love till you give it away." God's love is part of who you are. You are both a recipient and a giver of that love. And it is unconditional. Each of us, you, I, we are all called to freely and openly accept that love without any conditions, and the best way possible, and in the best way possible. You are then called to share that love with those who need it, be it a child, a parent, a significant other, a stranger on the seat, or any entity in God's creation. With all that love pouring into and out of you, you're bound to feel difference once you realize what's going on. Unconditional love is freeing and refreshing. Unconditional love says, no matter what. Unconditional love comes from God and can come from you. Exuding unconditional love relieves you of judging and putting out rules. Yes, a lot of songs and poems have been written about love. But the great composer of the song of love is God. And God will teach us to love if we open ourselves to the great possibilities of divine love. Amen. And we get Michael back up to lead us into our meditation time.
We are holy, holy, holy. We are holy, holy, holy. We are holy, holy, holy. We are holy. We are holy, holy, holy. We are holy, holy, holy. We are holy, holy, holy. We are holy. You are holy, holy, holy. You are holy, holy, holy. You are holy, holy, holy. You are holy. You are holy, holy, holy. You are holy, holy, holy. You are holy, holy, holy. You are holy. I am holy, holy, holy. I am holy, holy, holy. I am holy, holy, holy. I am whole. I am holy, holy, holy. I am holy, holy, holy. I am holy, holy, holy. I am holy.
Now I invite you to close your eyes. Sit comfortably. Relax your whole body. Relax your feet. And allow that relaxation to move up your legs to your waist and abdomen. Now relax your hands and arms. Feeling the relaxation move into your shoulders and neck. Relax your brain so it is open to new thoughts and ideas. And I invite you to keep your eyes closed throughout this visualization and bring your awareness inward without straining or concentrating. Just relax. Take a deep breath in and then let it out. And again, another deep breath, which you then release. And a third deep breath. And hold it for just a moment. And then slowly let it out, releasing all your cares. Think of a person close to you who loves you very much. It could be someone from the past or the present, someone still in life or who has passed. It could be a spiritual teacher or guide. Imagine that person standing on your right side, sending you their love. That person is sending you wishes for your safety, for your well-being and happiness. Feel the warm wishes and love coming from that person towards you. Now bring to mind another person who cherishes you deeply. Imagine that person standing on your left side, sending you wishes for your wellness, for your health and happiness. Feel the kindness and warmth coming to you from that person. Now imagine that you are surrounded on all sides by all the people who love you and have loved you. Picture all your friends and loved ones surrounding you. They are standing, sending you wishes for your happiness, well-being, and health. Bask in the warm wishes and love coming from all sides. You are filled and overflowing with warmth and love. Now bring your awareness back to the person standing on your right side. Begin to send the love that you feel back to that person. You and that person are similar. Just like you, this person wishes to be happy. Send all your love and warm wishes to that person. Repeat the following phrases silently. May you live with ease. May you be happy. May you be free from pain. And again, may you live with ease. May you be happy. May you be free from pain. And a third time. May you live with ease. May you be happy. May you be free from pain. Now focus your awareness on the person standing on your left. Begin to direct the love within you to that person. Send all your love and warmth to that person. person and you are alike. Just like you, that person wishes to have a good life. Repeat the following phrases again silently. Just as I wish to, may you be safe and healthy. May you live with ease and happiness. Just as I wish to, may you be safe and healthy. May you live with ease and happiness. Just as I wish to, may you be safe and healthy. May you live with ease and happiness. Now picture another person that you love, perhaps a relative or a friend. This person, like you, wishes to live a happy life. Send warm wishes to that person and repeat the following phrases. May your life be filled with happiness, health, and well-being. May your life be filled with happiness, health, and well-being. May your life be filled with happiness, health, and well-being. Now think of an acquaintance, someone you don't know very well and towards whom you do not have any particular feeling. You and this person are alike in your wish to have a good life. Send all your wishes for well-being to that person, repeating the following phrases silently. Just as I wish to, may you also live with ease and happiness. Just as I wish to, may you also live with ease and happiness. Just as I wish to, may you also live with ease and happiness. Now expand your awareness and picture the whole globe in front of you as a little ball. Send warm wishes to all living beings on the globe who, like you, want to be happy by repeating the following phrases silently. Just as I wish to, may you live with ease, happiness, and good health. Just as I wish to, may you live with ease, happiness, and good health. Just as I wish to, may you live with ease, happiness, and good health. Now take a deep breath in and breathe out. And another deep breath in and let it go. Notice the state of your mind and how you feel right now. Slowly begin to move your toes and feet. Now wiggle your fingers. Move your head from side to side as you return to the present place and time, knowing you can return to this place anytime you need. When you're ready, you may open your eyes.
Thank you, Gerry. Why don't we give Gerry a big round of applause for that lovely lesson and meditation. It's such a beautiful, I love the metta prayer from the Buddhist tradition. So beautiful. Unity offers positive, practical, progressive spiritual teachings and tools that honor the universal truth in all religions and respects each individual's right to choose a spiritual path. And here at Unity Spiritual Center, we have an inspiring vision, an exciting mission, and compelling values by which we strive to live. Please join with me in saying them aloud together. Our vision is centered in God. We co-create a world powerfully transformed through the growing movement of shared spiritual awakening. Our mission is we are a creative, joy-filled spiritual community dedicated to healing, inspiring, and transforming the lives of all people through prayer, education, and love. And our values are, we are spirit-led, generous with resources, inclusive, joyously creative, and guided by integrity. And as you know, if you've been here throughout the month, we've been bringing up members of our board to say something, say a few words about what Unity Spiritual Center has meant to them. We've heard from everyone except one person who just so happens to be the president of our board, Kathleen Russell. So today we are delighted to bring up Kathy Russell. Let's give her a big round of applause.
Sure looks different on this side. Well, thanks to all the previous board members who have shared why unity is important to them. And my bottom line is that it makes me feel good to come. And I could go on and on about that, being here with you, the lessons, the meditations, and especially the people. And the more I participate, I've been a greeter. So easy to smile and hug people when they come in the door. Sometimes an usher, and being on the board, the more I participate, the better I feel. But especially being with all of you. So rather than go on and on about that kind of stuff, I thought I'd tell you a story to illustrate how I feel about unity. And I'm a teacher. I teach children with autism, and I have for more years than I care to count, but it's been a really long time. But there's a lot to do when you're running a classroom, particularly with children with autism. The social, academics, the grade levels from kinder to 5th grade I have, making lessons appropriate developmentally as well as academically, thinking about inclusion so that they can be with their similar age peers socially, dealing with parents, training staff. There's like so much to do all the time. So just to give you a little insight into autism, I'm not going to talk a lot about autism, but I hate to generalize, but it's be a little bit easier. People with autism kind of view the world differently than we do. It's like they have their own culture, their own norms, such as like putting together a puzzle. A lot of students, not the inset ones, the interlocking ones, they really see the edges. They see little details that we might not pay attention to. They're not looking at the whole picture, they're looking at the little edges and how they fit, as we like to keep the picture of the box on the box up so we can make the puzzle. Interacting with others, even their learning styles are different. I have to use certain strategies to teach the skills to accommodate so that they can function in our typical society, such as this is kind of how they see the world. I did bring it. Okay, we have, these little lights. When you put that on a piece of paper, you see that little bit so intensely. And that's kind of how our kids with autism see the world. That little bit is really, really clear, and it's very detailed, and they love little details. So they can see that really good. When I'm in the classroom, I have to see with a floodlight, as Reverend Maggie does up here. We have to see like everything that's going on. And that's just how we work in our society. or in our typical culture. So I want to talk to you about this little kid that I have named Sammy. He came to the classroom when he was in kindergarten, nonverbal. He had tantrums, like 2 hours, just crying and screaming because our world didn't make sense to this guy. I mean, he'd throw desks, scream, cry. It was really lots of fun. If anybody, we broke his routine kind of thing. He was unfamiliar with classroom expectations. He just didn't know what was supposed to be happening. And he lived in the now. He was totally focused on what he liked. He loved whales and dolphins. Now, as a third grader, he can tell you all the 100 and some odd species of dolphins that I didn't even know there were that many. But at that time, he was just focused on his toys and dolphins and whales, and it was really hard to teach him. So round about by second grade, now he's included in some general ed classroom activities. And every time when I left the room, just as nature called, I'm going to the restroom. I let my staff know I'm leaving. I'll be right back. So one day I come back from using the restroom, and he looks at me and he goes, "You go pee?" And I was like, whoa, okay, yeah, I did. And the next day I go, and he comes back, and I came back into the room, and he says, "You wash your hands?" Yeah, I did. But what was amazing about that, besides communicating and asking a question, he was starting to think outside of the classroom. Something was happening outside of him. He didn't see it. He knew I left the room and closed the door. But he had something going on. He must have heard that I was saying restroom. But anyway, that was just a wonderful thing. So his view of the world has started to expand. And now he's in third grade. He's going up to the third grade classroom and participating, answering questions. And he's just like this totally different child. And he's learning. And he's functioning in our society. So, but now when I come to Unity, I don't have to think about all the busyness that goes on in my life. And when I come here, I can focus and I can learn to be in the now. And, listening to the lessons and the meditations, moving to the music, and just being with all of you is why I keep coming back to Unity. And even my little guy, Sammy, says, "Hi, honey, I'm home."
Thank you so much, Kathy. And I just want to say a few words about Kathy. Just what a lovely light she is in our community. In addition to having wonderful ideas, she has a heart for service, and she's always somebody who will say, "I can do that, I can do that, I can do that." One of which was volunteering to be board president. She said, "I can do that not once but twice." So we just really want to thank her for all that she brings to our community, and let's give her a big round of applause again. Thank you. So in this space, feeling inspired by our vision, mission, and values, by the wonderful stories that we've heard, including the one we just heard from Kathy, feeling enriched by what we've experienced here today and what we're about to experience during our open mic session. Let's take time now to be a channel for enrichment through our generous tithes and love offerings. Practicing the principle of tithing ourselves as a spiritual community, we are pleased to tithe 10% of the offering collected today to the Hunger Project. So let's take a moment now to bless our tithes and love offerings, placing them in our hands or next to our hearts as we say our offertory prayer. Divine love, through me, blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. Thank you, God.
Live inside the love, build the world I'm dreaming of. If you can hear my voice, It's clear I made a choice to live inside the love. There is a promise of spring after the winter is through. The chill and the darkness will bring a beautiful sky that is blue. It's easy to wait and hide in a room as if I'll emerge from my tiny cocoon. Since I've got time, I will start to prepare to welcome the sun and breathe the fresh air, and I will live inside the love, build the world I'm dreaming of. If you can hear my voice, it's clear I've made the choice to live inside the love. Inside my heart there's a space to hold all the love that I share. I use some in every embrace, and I send it to you in a prayer. 'Cause it's easy to wait and hide in a room as if I'll emerge from some tiny cocoon. Since I've got time, I will start to prepare to welcome the sun and breathe the fresh air, and I will live inside the love, build the world I'm dreaming of. If you can hear my voice, it's clear I made the choice to live inside the love. 'Cause I'll live inside the love, build the world I'm dreaming of. If you can hear my voice, it's clear I made the choice to live inside the love.
Thanks for the many blessings that are in our church this very moment. We open ourselves to the infinite possibilities that are ours to choose. We are filled with a mighty faith that empowers and frees us to live our divine purpose and serve our community with excellence. And so it is. Amen.
So we want to thank all those who gave service today, including Valerie Hatfield and Shirley Harris for being our ushers, and Lakshmi Crawford for not only reading the daily word, but being a member of the Hatfieldettes today, along with Ron Willis, serving up percussion. Who am I forgetting? Anybody? Just everybody. Let's just thank everybody. I am grateful for every one of you, but especially those who gave service today. We do appreciate that. And I want to let you know that, if you didn't already, that we are having our annual New Year's Eve service tomorrow night. It's a very special service if you haven't come before. It starts at 7 o'clock. It's not going to last a long time. It probably will be over about 8 or 8:15, so you'll have time to go out for other festivities or head back home. But it's a very special way of letting go of what it is that you do not want to bring into the new year, and to really take minutes in reflection as to what you would like to manifest in the new year. So what we do is we buy magic paper, and you get to watch the old things literally burn away, and then you'll write either God or your future self, whoever you want to write your letter to. You'll write a letter in reflection saying of all the things that you hope for in 2019. And if you wish, you will self-address the envelope we provide. We will hold on to it for about 10 or 11 months, and then send it back to you at the end of 2019. And it's always such an amazing thing to receive that in the mail, isn't it? Hold your hand if you received a letter from last year. It's very special. So please do join us for that. 7 o'clock tomorrow night. And it's a special service, one of my favorites to do. We have put out CDs again in the back. They're available to you as a gift. If you'd like to leave a love offering, that would be lovely, but we are trying to decommission some of our holdings, and we have a lot of CDs that aren't getting played. So please do help yourself if you see something that looks particularly inviting, and leave a love offering if you'd like. And last but not least, we are in our final 2 days to raise $15,000 by the end of the year. You can see how close we are. We've had really wonderful participation, and we want to thank everybody who's donated already. We have raised $12,612, which is wonderful. It really is. It's very exciting. What that means is we have 2 days to bring in $2,388 if we want to meet our goal. So today and tomorrow we will still be taking offerings. Of course, I want to thank everybody who's donated so far. You should see a heart with your name on it taped to the doors of the Fillmore room. But I do hope that if you haven't contributed already, you will consider doing that. We are so close to meeting our goal. And another thing I want to just bring forward, something that Kathy Russell models really well. Sometimes when we've had fund drives, and the box that we kind of put ourselves in is, oh, well, I gave already, and we give once to it, and we feel we've done our part, and you have done your part. But there are people who donate again and again and again. And Kathy Russell is somebody who has done that consistently from September when we first announced our fund drive. So it's a beautiful way of modeling that when we have a fund drive, a one-time contribution doesn't have to be where it ends. You are also most welcome to give again. So hope that what you've experienced here this year has made you feel nourished, feel connected, and as I said, it would be a really wonderful thing to bring in the new year with the happy news that we've met our goal. So please do consider giving if you haven't already, and if you have already, we thank you, and if you want to give again, we will not turn it down. So knowing and seeing and affirming that that will happen, that we will meet our goal, let us give thanks for all the blessings of our wonderful community and bring in our kids, which are perhaps our biggest blessing.
This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let them shine, let them shine, let them shine. Bless you, we appreciate you, and we behold the presence of God in you, empowering you to do great things. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be meant to be, with God as creator, family all are we. Let me walk with my family in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow, to take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. And the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is. Wherever I am, God is. And all is well. Thank you, God. Thank you, Ron. Got my grooves right. That's what I needed.
Okay.